If you're new here, what you're seeing right now on the screen is the Sankofa bird. Sankofa is a word that comes to us from West Africa, Ghana, and it means go back and take that which is at risk of being left behind. And what is at risk of being left behind is history, beautiful stories of our ancestors, like their defiance in running away from enslavement in upstate New York. One of the themes that stood out to me when I was reviewing these few runaways was the adultification of Black children. Because here you're going to hear about a few teens who ran away, and it's being a teen that is a part of it, like developing independence from parents, wanting to be with your peers, wanting to pursue romantic and sexual relationships, being concerned about social issues. So they were running away, trying to find themselves. That's a part of the developmental process. And this natural instinct is criminalized here as they're being sought as running away, and this is something bad instead of this is natural. The significance for this for me is that the adultification of Black children continues, that they're seen as adults when they're children and treated as such. For example, in schools, they will receive harsher punishments. So this is how we see this common thread going through from slavery till present, how Black children are treated. So let me go join the ancestors, get off my soapbox. So we're here with Paul of Dutchess County. Paul is 21 years old, 5 feet 10 inches. Paul went away with two white men who they described the white men as both thieves. One of the white men was an apprentice and the other a hired man. And it's hilarious. People who are stealing people's labor is calling other people thieves, but so it goes. So there was a reward for the apprentice of $4, and his name is John Jarmon. And then there's Nodia Johnson, and he had some kind of reward. Paul, $6 for his return. Next we have Ishmeal and 3 unnamed children of Dutchess County. Ishmeal is described as speaking in a low voice, is medium tall, and he left with his own children. 2 boys, 13 and 6. So there goes the dad off with his children. Good for you, Dad. Next we have Peter of Dutchess County. $4 offered for Peter's return. Peter is 49 years old, medium stocky built, very long head with very gray hair. Yeah, I think he would get very gray from working as an enslaved person. Yeah. 1790. We find Jack, and Jack calls himself Freeman John of Westchester County. I love that for John. And it's $10 offered for his return. He's 23 years old, 5 feet 8 or 9 inches tall, stout, well-made, broad face, and they describe him as looking smart, and he chews a lot of tobacco. Next we have Harry of Albany County, $10 offered for his return. Harry's 35 years of age, 5 feet 5 inches, well set, speaks English and Low Dutch. Next we have Charles of Orange County, $10 offered for his return. Charles is 30, 5 feet 8 inches or 9 inches tall, yellowish complexion and described as pretty thick. He speaks English well. Next we have Cipio of Albany County. $10 is offered for his return if he's found outside of a jail. Found inside of a jail, $5. Cipio was born in Guinea. He was 5 feet 10 inches, stout built, speaks very broken English because he was born in Guinea and perhaps known 10 languages from West Africa. Next there's Mingo or Mink of Westchester. $10 were offered for his return. Mingo or Mink is about 48 years old, well set, about 5 feet 8 inches. And we see these older people, my age, They don't want to be slaves. They want to be independent, just like the teens want to be independent. We're up to 1790, and we meet Matt or Peter of Albany County. $10 offered for Peter's return. Peter is 22, 6 feet tall. Excuse me, mixed race, attractive and likable. Scar on the inner side of his left wrist and on the right side of his neck. Along with clothing, he took a fiddle and a musket. And I really love Peter for that. I'm either playing music or shooting people who are trying to get in my way. Good stuff. Next is Jim of Westchester County, $5 for his return. Jim is dark colored but of mixed race, between 15 and 16 years of age. They're not even sure of his age. This is our teen. He's 5 feet, and the person posting described him as smart, sensible, ingenious fellow, but he's a little bit fond of liquor and talkative. He was born in New Jersey, Elizabeth County. We're up now to 1791, and we have Tone or Anthony of Dutchess County. Tone is 32 and has a scar on one of his cheek. Next, we have 2 unnamed males of Orange County. $10 offered for their return. There's a black fellow, they say, 23 years old, stout, 5 feet 8 inches, slender built. We have the other unnamed person is 17 years old, or another teen, mixed race, 5 feet 4 inches, and he is described as stealing a pair of saddlebags, cash, and sundry other articles. And where I come from, they say thief, steal from a thief, and God laughs. And I thought he just left with his pay. Next, we have an unnamed male of Orange County, $8 offered for his return. This person was 22 years old, 5 feet 10 inches, very dark skin, well made, and he forged a pass. That means he was able to read and write. Next, we have Jack of Dutchess County, $8 offered for his return. Jack, again, is one of our teens. Jack is 17 years old, mixed race, 5 feet 4 inches, bushy head of hair, a small scar on his forehead. We're in 1792, and next we have Jack of Westchester County. Jack is offered, there's $10 offered for the return of Jack. Jack was 25 years old, stout, well built, active, very dark skin, large scar under one of his feet. Took clothing and a good silver watch. Good for you, Jack. 1793, Harry of Rensselaer County. Harry's 19. Worked primarily in the house. He's 5 feet 8 inches tall, well made, fond of dress and finery, and they say not very witty. I think they're just mad because he left salty. And they believe he was enticed to leave by a white man. And again, we're having these white men. We're wondering if they're helping them or if they're harming them by sending them into bondage to the south. We don't know. Next, we have Jack of Ulster County. Jack is 21, described as strong and smart. His right leg is turned due to an injury to his ankle. He has a mark above his nose. Next, we have Cull of Westchester County. Cull was 22 years old, 5 feet 8 inches tall, has long black kinky hair which he combs back. He has a yellowish complexion, a small scar on his lips and chin. They describe him as a handsome, square-built fellow, slow of speech and shy. It is believed he's heading to New England or Vermont. Next, we have Harman of Albany County. Harman is 21, 5 feet 9 inches, described as well-made, stoops a little when he walks, lisps when he speaks, and he's accustomed to housework. And this person trying to find him was his second enslaver, and he spent most of his life with the former enslaver. Of course, they're trying to get back to family and friends. Next we have Tom of Albany County. Tom is about 20, just past being a teen, yellow complexion, about 5 feet 9 inches, speaks Low Dutch and English, wears his hair tied back. And finally, we have Darry of Rensselaer County. Darry is 20 years old, 5 feet 9 inches, and $10 offered for his return. And this is where we stop with our friend Tamir Rice right there. Another person not allowed to be a child.